Bulgarian biblical vampires? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Bulgarian children of Judas. Share and comment for more. In Bulgaria, one of the most feared clans of vampires is said to be descended directly from Judas Iscariot, red hair and all. Found throughout Serbia, Romania, and Bulgaria, it's believed that when a child of Judas attacks, it leaves behind a scar in the shape of the Roman numeral 30, or XXX, again, relating back to Judas's 30 pieces of silver he was paid for betraying Jesus. Generally, when it attacks, it is referred to as being kissed. Who knew genies were so freaky? Welcome back to Every Mythic Item Ever. You play with my buttons, I'll play with yours. In Arabic folklore, the Kema is the book that contains all of the secrets of the genie. Now, genies were punished because in exchange for all of the marvels of nature, mankind had to indulge genies' fascination with love. Is that why you only see their upper half? A trickster coyote spirit? Welcome back to Every Ghost Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Lakotan Micah. Share and comment for more. In the mythology of the Lakota, Micah, or coyote, is a coyote spirit who presided over backwards thinking, cowardice, and mischief of a particularly malevolent nature. Oh, and thievery. He was always trying to outsmart Tatanka, or the bison spirit, which was seen as a life-giving provider for the Lakota peoples. It, like many spirits, was considered to be the spirit of and the power of the animal it manifested as. It could take the form of anything it wished and appear to anyone. 3 weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Let's go. Play with some buttons over here for more. If a chicken lays an even number of eggs, it's an omen of upcoming danger. According to Irish folklore, cranes are an omen of upcoming war. A black cat that walks away from you is said to be walking away with your luck. Timmy! Yeah, what's up, boss? I need you to return this tome to the Miskatonic University before we start accruing late fees. Take one of the Shantaks. Oh, listen, Jeff didn't help me at all harvesting those star vampires, and I am covered in wounds. It's going to take me a little while to heal. Also, I prefer my horses more terrestrial than Eldritch Horror, and if they take me directly to the throne of Azathoth, do you really think that I'm our best representative? I mean, maybe we should send Jeff for this one, right? We're all well aware of just how objectively useless you are, Timmy, and yet somehow you got us keeping you around, but you've got a great point. No, I can't send Jeff, by the way. You, my friend, have a great surprise for you. Remember how you summoned him in first place, screwing up your incantations, and I told you that he was a Shitranak that eventually would discorporeate entirely, and that you were responsible for cleaning him up? Oh. Take the book, take the Shantak. He's in your room. Every Mythic Item Ever Part 13, Sarnga. In Hindu mythology, Sarnga was the celestial and divine bow of Vishnu. This powerful bow had the innate ability to strike fear into the hearts of an enemy army. This is why you shouldn't give birth on Saturday in Bulgaria. Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Bulgarian Istrel. Play with some buttons over here for more. In Bulgaria, it's said that when a child born on Saturday passes before it can be baptized, it'll rise from the dead 9 days after its burial as an Istrel, or a lost heart. This creature primarily attacks livestock, being known to take up to 5 in the course of a night, and it's said that only a Vampiritsa, a Bulgarian vampire hunter, actually has the ability to take the creature out. Hey boss, I think we've run out of new initiates to send down to Glaaki, and he's starting to get a bit antsy. Also, we've got a lady saying that she's from the HOA at the front door talking about fines. Aren't we, like, unlisted in this cave underwater? What do you mean, fines? Timmy, of course we have no HOA, but you've given me a perfect idea. The cult around the corner, you know who I'm talking about. They always try to send people over to infiltrate our ranks, but this is perfect timing. Take this and stab her with it. Whoa, boss, listen, I'll clean out the Shoggoth pits, I'll ride the Shantaks, I'll harvest the star vampires, but I'll be honest, I don't really get paid enough to people. Timmy, you don't get paid at all. And secondly, I'm not asking you to kill anyone. Just stab her in the stomach with this, and then bring her down to Glaaki. You know what happens, man. It's not death per se. Undead servitude, sure. What, would you rather go down to Glaaki? No, I'll take it. Here we go. Friendly cow ghosts? Welcome back to Every Ghost Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Basque Gaueko. Share and comment for more. The Basque region is situated between Spain and France, and in their mythology, they have tale of the Gaueko, also known as He of the Night or the Lord of the Night, said to be a friendly and helpful spirit, often taking form of a cow or a gust of wind, but on occasion, it will also appear as a devil. Every Mythic Item Ever Part 11, Ringhorn. In Norse mythology, the dragon ship Ringhorn was the personal ship of Odin. According to one story, when Balder died, Odin placed the young god's body atop a funeral pyre on the deck of Ringhorn. Nana Nebsdottir, Balder's wife, who had died of grief, was also placed on the ship. Ringhorn was set ablaze and pushed into the ocean by the giantess Thok, who was actually the god Loki in disguise. Alright y'all, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Share and comment for more. Lumps of dung placed all around the house will bring good luck to everyone who lives in it. Don't do that. According to some English settlers, if you save a drowning man, it will make him your enemy. If a person doesn't wear at least one new piece of clothing on Easter to commemorate the day, they risk being hit by bird droppings, being bitten by a mad dog, or having their eyes plucked out by crows. Goat dung mixed with vinegar will cure warts and boils. Don't do that either. Hey, boss, no way. The boss is Necronomicon. Timmy. Oh, boss. Oh, man, that was great. Oh, no, totally. Anyway, I'm gonna go clean out the shotgun pits. Nah, Timmy, you're gonna go lay down. Enjoy your dreams. The shotguns would eat you right now. Stay away from my Necronomicon. Evil sorcerer dog vampires? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're gonna be talking about the Namibian art guru. Share and comment for some more. The Herero people of Namibia, Africa believe that when an evil sorcerer passes away, they can come back as a vampiric creature known as an art guru. It looks like a harmless dog, and during the day, it'll call out, seemingly harmlessly or in need of some help. The trick is that anyone that answers becomes the art guru's prey. They will stalk and then eventually drain them of their life essence and consume their soft tissues.
Every Mythic Item Ever Part 4, Grunting. In the epic Beowulf, the titular hero wields the sword Grunting, given to him by Unferth, a thane of King Hrothgar. Grunting is described as an ancient and rare iron blade, galvanized in venom and covered with ill-brooding patterns. Its hilt has snake imagery. Although Grunting had never failed its wielder in battle, it proved useless against Grendel's mother. Despite its ineffectiveness, Beowulf sang the praises of the sword when he returned it.
The spirit of winter? Welcome back to Every Ghost Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Inuit Negafolk. Share and comment for more. In Inuit mythology, the Negafolk is said to be a cold weather spirit responsible for lowering the temperatures in wintertime. He's depicted in tribal masks as having a long, forlorn face, for with the coming of spring and the rising of the temperatures, he must leave his people.
Every Mythic Item Ever Part 10, the prophetic stone of Unseglia. Unseglia was a dragon-like female monster in the mythology of the Lakota. Her body was covered with scales of flint, her heart was a crystal, and her eyes could produce flames. According to the lore, she lived in the ocean, but several times a year would swim along the shore, causing tidal waves and turning the water brackish and unfit for human use. Only one place on her body was vulnerable to attack, the seventh point beneath her head. Two brothers learned of this weakness and, armed with arrows and magic to slow her reactions, set off to slay her. While one brother chanted the magical incantations, the other shot his arrow into the vulnerable place on Unseglia's head, killing her. Taking her crystal heart, the brothers gained the gift of prophecy.
Wow. How does the boss read that Necronomicon every day? It really takes a lot out of you. Man, maybe he was right. Maybe I should take a bit of a nap. Ugh. Good night, Bob.
In my wake, pulled aloft. Hey, wait, Timmy. Wake up! In my wake, pulled along. Fate inexorably drags you on. You have read my book. You have been chosen.
Actually, I'd like some time to, reconsider your offer, if that's okay.
Fool, your lungs will fill with brine if you do not do as your master commands.
Oh, yep, nope, totally, that sounds great. Okay, two masters. Now I see where the boss gets it. Totally fine. What do you need from me, boss?
You will go to Innsmouth. My pact with Dagon must be repaired.
Innsmouth? Do you think that we could talk about—
Shut up,
Bobby actually filled my lungs with seawater.
Alright, Joe, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. To cure madness and restore the color of hair that's turned gray, you can drink a potion made of daffodils. Standing at the end of the bed when someone is dying will obstruct their soul's passage. Never allow the front door and the back door to be open at the same time, since it allows malevolent spirits to enter. To cure a child's earache, the mother must pour a vial of her urine into the affected ear. Don't do that.
What if you had to do something so important that it brought you back to life? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Mesopotamian Utuku. Share and comment for some more. In Mesopotamia, it was believed that if a person passed away leaving some important obligation unfulfilled, it was possible that their soul could be bound to their body, possibly bringing them back to life and creating a vampiric creature known as an Utuku, found in desolate and secluded areas like the ocean shores or in the middle of the mountains or a desert. The Utuku hunts through eyesight by making direct eye contact, much like Medusa and the other Gorgons. The Utuku is able to hunt and feed.
Every Mythic Item Ever Part 14, Healing Stone of the Uktena. According to the folklore of North Carolina and Tennessee, a species of winged horned serpents called Uktena feed upon children and fishermen who venture too near their homes. stories claim that within the skull of these creatures is a stone or crystal with the magic ability to cure any disease. The crystal is dangerous to acquire, as the Uktena has toxic breath. Additionally, in order to maintain the magical property of the stone, it must be bathed in human blood daily.
Alright y'all, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. Looking directly at a lightning bolt will cause a person to go mad. According to Irish folklore, a person who licks a lizard all over gains the power of healing, especially of burns. If a person has accidentally set their hair on fire at some point in their life, they're destined to go insane. It's bad luck to drop a letter on the ground before it's mailed, for whatever matters were discussed in the letter will turn out badly.
Every mythic item ever Part 7, the throne of Demeter. In Greek mythology, Demeter, the goddess of all useful fruits, grasses, and grains, had a throne in the council hall of Mount Olympus. It sat opposite the throne of Poseidon on the right side of the hall. All the thrones of the goddesses were on the left. Created by Hephaestus, the god of the forge, the throne of Demeter was made of bright green malachite and decorated with golden sculptures of barley and pigs, which were considered lucky, and blood-red gems, symbolic of poppy seeds.
Timmy, if you're not going to ride the Shantax, you're going to have to learn how to drive a car. Boss, I really appreciate you taking me up to Innsmouth. Listen, I don't know what I'm getting into here, and I'll be honest, I have no idea how you read that book or, deal with those dreams. Man, it's weird waking up with seawater in your lungs. That's the price we pay for power, my friend. Anyway, I guess I should let you know what's going to happen over at Innsmouth. So, you know that they're Dagon worshippers, right? Yeah, I mean, cool, fish, gold, all right, whatever. We hang out with them, they send us some fish people, we chill, drink, hang out, and then they give us gold, right? Pretty simple. Yeah, yeah, something like that, Timmy. Anyway, you've been with a woman, right? Yeah, of course, shut up, boss, what? Like loads, all the time, right, yes, Timmy the womanizer. You ever been with a fish? You like a fish or like mermaid? Like which side is a mermaid too? Is it, what? You'll find out, my friend. Get the f*** out of my car. An island filled with vampire sorcerers? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Australian Turunga. Play with some buttons over here for more. On the Bank Islands off the coast of Australia lives a large number of people who consider themselves a type of sorcerer called a Turunga. These individuals claim to have accumulated so much power that they're able to detach their heads and turn into invisible vampires. In this form, the Turunga are able to drain away the life energy of the recently deceased, a process that takes a few weeks to complete. During this time, people in the community will suffer from exceptionally vivid dreams. To prevent a deceased Turunga from feeding, a watch must be maintained at its gravesite, as the vampire will not feed if a person is too near. Alright y'all, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. Dreaming of a wedding is a sure sign of an upcoming funeral. An eclipse of the sun or moon is an omen that an important leader will die. A fire in the fireplace that collapses in the middle is a sign of an upcoming death in the family. Seeing several foxes at the same time is an ill omen. Finding a very small egg in the henhouse is an omen of death and can only be averted by throwing the egg over the roof of the henhouse. Huh. This place doesn't seem that bad. I don't know what the boss was talking about. Wonder where the hotel is. I don't know, maybe these fish girls aren't all that bad. Oh, hey miss, how you doing? Holy flying vampire infants? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Polish Owen. Play with some buttons over here for more. In Poland, it's said that any child who is born with a caul and teeth, but expires soon after birth, will rise up as a vampiric revenant called an Owen. While in its grave, it will chew upon its own body until it is able to escape. Described as looking like a red infant, the Owen will set out initially to attack all of its family members before seeking out other prey. It hunts at night from dark places, utilizing surprise and ambush tactics. Although very strong, an Owen's legs are underdeveloped and therefore it cannot walk or run. However, it can levitate 3 or 4 feet off the ground and can also fly just a little bit faster than a person can run. How convenient. An Owen can only be destroyed by direct exposure to the light for a prolonged period of time, or by removing all of its teeth.
Every mythic item ever Part 12, Ken. In European folklore, a Ken is a stone said to form in the eye of a stag. Once extracted, it's believed to be a powerful antidote to poisons. Alright y'all, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. Driving a nail into the ground where an epileptic has had a seizure will cure them of their affliction. The Irish settlers' cure for a headache was to drive a nail into an old human skull. If a person gazes too long at the full moon, they risk becoming a lunatic and will suffer bouts of insanity thereafter whenever the moon is full. Never let a sick person look into a mirror, or else their soul, which has been weakened by the illness, may get trapped inside. Now Timmy's at Innsmouth, I can get some legitimate research done. I just hope they don't throw him to the frogs. It'll take a while raising all of those spawn of his.
No, really, guys, I think I'm good on this one. I don't think that I really want to be dealing with...
Mugwan, Inglui, Decaf, Latte.
Thanks. I don't have any change. Fuck the frog! Fuck the frog! Fuck the frog! That's a great fucking...
Every mythic item ever part 3, Fraggarok. In Irish mythology, the sword Fraggarok was said to have been forged by the gods. It was wielded first by the god of the sea and guardian of the underworld, Manan Maclir, and then by his foster son, Luch Lanfara. This magical blade had the ability to penetrate any type of armor, deliver a wound no one could survive, and give its wielder the power to control the wind.
Would you adopt an evil spirit to put its soul to rest? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Papuan Forso. Flip some buttons over here for more. In New Guinea, in the islands off the coast of northern Australia, there's a vampiric ghost known as a Forso. An energy vampire, the Forso feeds off the emotions, life energy, and carnal energies of its victims, in addition to cursing them with bad luck and depression. Intangible and invisible, the Forso seldom travels far from its gravesite, but will take advantage of any opportunity to attack anyone who comes close to its grave. Charms and prayers can be used to ward off its attack, but only if in life the Forso was an immoral yet religious individual. Papuans consider the Forso a being to be pitied, a lonely soul looking for attention. Therefore, when a Forso is discovered, its burial mound is located, and its bones exhumed and taken into a family's home. By adopting the Forso and making it feel welcome, it no longer feels the need to feed off of or curse anyone anymore.
Every mythic item ever part 5, Sagitta. Sagitta, or arrow, was the weapon the demigod and legendary hero Heracles used to slay Aquila the eagle, or vulture, sources conflict, that perpetually fed upon Prometheus's liver. This was the same arrow used in an act of revenge by Apollo, god of the sun and light, to kill the Cyclops that killed his son Asclepius.
As leader of the Church of Silence, allow me to officially congratulate and welcome every single one of you into our ranks. Usually, these introductory responsibilities are left to one of my older members, Timmy, though right now he is solidifying our church's bonds with the esoteric order of Dagon. Does that mean you don't have to fish if you don't want to? By now, the vast majority of you will have heard the name, the Bloody Tongue. And yes, while the Church of Silence views the Bloody Tongue as their primary deity, it is but one of more than 1,000 faces, avatars, and mannerisms, aspects of our singular god, Nyarlathotep. This does also mean that we have many, many brother and sister cults all throughout the world. Different names, different aspects and avatars, same united purpose. Does he like to fish too? No, that is Dagon's thing. Everyone thinks that all of us are just... Anyway, you all have sacrificed a lot to get to the positions that you're in right now, and I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to lose a lot more, both of body and mind. But this is the price that we pay for power and to see our goals met. What exactly is our... Does anyone else have any more questions? Good. Welcome. Now f*** off. Demon vampire attack dogs? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Romanian Zvirklak. Play with some buttons over here for more. In Romanian folklore, the Zvirklak is a wolf-like entity that can be summoned by sorcerers to attack people at their command. The Zvirklak is said to be able to create or bring upon an eclipse, and it hunts by draining the victims of their vital essence.
Every mythic item ever part 8, Gjallabru. In Norse mythology, Gjallabru, echoing bridge, or Gjoll Bridge, was the golden-roofed bridge spanning the subterranean river Gjoll, which connected the land of the living with the land of the dead. It was held in place by a single strand of hair. Any who wished to cross the bridge needed to pay a toll in blood to the bridge's guardian, the skeleton maiden Molfgudr. She would cut them and let them bleed out into the river, as only ghosts are light enough to cross Gjallabru.
A Ukrainian tickle monster? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Ukrainian Mavki. Share and comment for more. The Ukrainian Mavki is a vampiric fae or fairy that lives deep in the woods. Much like a siren, it uses beautiful music and its own melodious voice to lure and trap its victims. Once close enough and placed firmly under their spell, the Mavki, which feeds uniquely off of the joy of its prey, will literally tickle you until you pass away. Alright, Joe, it's time for today's round of weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. If a cup of tea is too weak, it's a sign that a friendship will soon come to an end. If a person dreams that their teeth fall out, it's a sign that their enemy will soon perish. An itching thumb is a sign that an unexpected visitor will soon arrive. Biting your tongue is a sign that you will soon receive either a present or good news. If a woman's underwear should slide down for no reason, it's a sign that she's thinking about her lover. Alright, y'all, it's time for some more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. You press my buttons, I'll press yours. A man can establish who he will marry by scattering ashes on a road on Halloween. The first girl who follows the trail of ashes will become his wife. A thief can be found out by having a group of suspects dance around an upturned axe. When the axe falls over, its shaft will be pointing towards the thief. If a baby is born with its hands clenched, it will have a mean streak. If it's born with its hands open, it will be kind and generous. Scottish settlers placed a knife on the doorstep of the house where a birth had taken place to prevent witches from entering and doing harm to the baby. What if wounded warriors made the best meal? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Sri Lankan Pei. Play with some buttons over here for more. In the folklore of Sri Lanka and Tamil India, there are tales of a vampiric creature called the Pei that scours the battlefields for wounded warriors, draining them of their vital essence, and then taking their bodies back to its lair to cook and consume. Alright, y'all, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. If the flame of a candle flickers and then turns blue, there's a spirit in the room. If you feel a chill go up your spine, someone's just walked over your future grave. Accidents happen more often when the bean plants are in flower. An acorn placed on the windowsill will protect a house from lightning strikes. Man, I thought giving it to all those fish ladies was the weirdest part of Innsmouth, but these people, man, they are really getting ready for something bad. I think I need to tell the boss. Boss. Yeah, what? Timmy? Listen, everything is getting really weird here, and they are preparing for something, man. I mean, yeah, sure, like the fish chicks are, whatever, you know, it is what it is. But also, I think that something's about to go down. All right, you said that you've been practicing your incantations, right? You better not have been lying. Oh yeah, totally, of course I have. Teach him to interrupt my fucking ritual. See what's going on. What the is that the...
Every mythic item ever Part 2, Promethean Unguent. According to classical Greek mythology, when the cultural hero, titan, and trickster Prometheus, or Forethought, was chained to a boulder as part of his punishment for giving humanity the gift of fire, some of his blood fell upon an herb. This plant gained magical properties that Medea was able to discern and use. She made an unguent that would protect its user from fire and warlike instruments, and gave it to the hero and Argonaut, Jason.
A toothless vampire that swallows you whole and throws you up shorter? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Australian Yaramayahu. Buckle up, my friends, because it's about to get weird. Play with some buttons over here for more. Australia's premier vampiric creature, the Yaramayahu, looks like a short, red-skinned man with an exceptionally large head and mouth, and suckers on its fingers and toes. What's most unusual about this vampire is that it has no teeth whatsoever. It dislikes sunlight and prefers to spend its daylight hours in caves near a water source. An ambush predator, the Yaramayahu hides in the branches of fig trees and attacks anyone who walks underneath it. It grabs them up and, using the suckers on its fingers and toes, drains the vital essence from its victims. When it's finished, it swallows the body whole. A short while later, it will vomit the person back up, whole and alive. A person who is repeatedly attacked by a Yaramayahu will gradually become shorter and shorter until they're the same size as the creature. They'll then start to grow hair all over their body and become a Yaramayahu themselves. The spirit of a fig tree can end a Yaramayahu by climbing into its ear and making a noise that causes the vampire's soul itself run from its body. I told you it was gonna get weird. What if your crystal balls could control the tide? Welcome back to Every Mythic Item Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the tidal gems. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. In Japanese mythology, there's a dragon king that lives under the sea, and in his possession are two apple-sized crystals that control the ebb and flow of the tides. Kanju controls the ebbing of the tides, and Manju controls the flow. Both gems are said to glow with a fiery light. Funny, because no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to get mine to glow. Well, my friend, it seems that the Church of Silence and the Esoteric Order of Dagon do indeed share interests, and it seems that both of our flocks are going to work very, very well towards these goals. It's very good to have finally met you. Let me go ahead and thank you as well for actually giving over some gold for Timmy's adventures. Speaking of, I better get back to the little frog. He still thinks he's being paid for this. We'll be in touch. It's been interesting seeing how Dagon's followers truly deal. What? No, listen, the ladies were really cool. They're totally, like, the fish thing is all a rumor, all right? They're actually really good. Oh, boss. Hey, you see what I was talking about? Yeah, I did. I'm assuming you're talking about the spawning pools that you, my little stallion, really helped propagate, right? Yeah, man, these are soldiers in the upcoming invasion. You understand that our deity, Nyarlathotep, the messenger of the gods, is now telling us to work with Dagon to prepare, right? The whole thing. And go wash yourself up, you smell disgusting. Guys, I swear, I don't know what he's talking about with that stallion thing. Hey, boss, you said something about some gold, right? What if being a parent was the only way to stay dead? Welcome back to Every Vampire Ever, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the Oot. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. In India, there are legends that say that if you die without a male heir, it'll cause you to come back from the dead as a vampiric creature called an Oot. I thought dealing with Darwin was hard enough on young men. Alright, Joe, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. It's an omen of imminent misfortune to be hit on the shoulder by bird droppings. If a bell is heard ringing during the wedding ceremony, it's an omen that one of the couple will die prematurely. A plant that blooms out of season is an omen of sickness or death in the family. A sailor who hears a bell ringing and feels the touch of an unseen hand at the same instant has been given a sign that the ship will sink. Alright, Joe, it's time for more weird-ass superstitions that you never heard of. Play with my buttons and I'll play with yours. If a child teethes early, it's a sign that the mother will soon have another baby. A dropped towel is a sign of the arrival of an unwanted visitor. You can reverse this, however, by stepping backwards over the towel. Bubbles that float to the surface of a cup of tea are a sign that the drinker will soon receive unexpected money. If a young girl's nightgown rides up while she's sleeping, it's a sign that her lover is thinking of her.